Hey everybody. So this is kind of a more somber video. And some of you guys followed me over from my Finally Free from Narcissism page. Some of you haven't. But this is this is a video I've thought about making, and now after yesterday's events, I'm determined to make. So someone died in our community yesterday. It's not a surprise. I didn't know him that well. He was extremely obese to the extent that he could barely leave the house. He very rarely left his house. And over the years, I've noticed that people kind of exploited that. So he would get them to bring him, say, junk food, and then he'd buy them a pack of cigarettes or beer or whatever, right? And with a couple of people, I've made the argument many times over the years that that is completely horrible. They're killing this guy. He was only in his 50s. He was very, very overweight. I don't know how much he weighed, but a lot, to the point that he could barely walk, to the point that, he was like one of these people on these shows that you see, you know, My 600-Pound Life or something like that. So I always thought it was horrible. I thought it was horrible that delivery drivers who knew him would deliver junk food to him. And I used to tell people, don't do that. You are contributing to his demise. He's horribly overweight. He's going to die. Well, he did. And so it got me thinking, somebody around you, more than likely, I know it's been true for my life, it's been true for a lot of other people I've talked to who have gone on weight loss journeys. There are people around you, more likely than not, that want you to be fat for some reason. You might have a grandmother or somebody who encourages you to eat a piece of cake at a party who's harmless, and just a grandma who still thinks you're 5 and you should eat cake. But the people who are sabotaging your diet, the people who make fun of the new diet you're on, the people who, maybe make fat jokes sometimes, but definitely the people who, just when you're doing well in a diet, have a party at a place where you're going to be tempted. I've gone through this when I was married. I'd be doing really well on a diet, and then my ex-husband would bring home my favorite donuts or a food that he knew I could not resist. And I'd say, why are you doing this to me? It's stuff that he wouldn't even necessarily eat, but I just wanted to bring you a treat. I'm on this diet. I'm doing well. Why would you bring something home that, and then twist that around to, well, I'm just trying to do something nice for you and you don't even appreciate it. There are people around you, more likely than not, who want you to be fat. They're getting paid emotionally or somehow they're ego-wise for you to be fat. Maybe it's a sibling and they're thin, but they don't have as much going for them otherwise than you do, but at least they're not the fat one. Maybe it's a friend who, same kind of thing, but at least they're not overweight, Maybe you don't have a whole lot going for you and you're overweight, and that's just one more thing that they can pile on. They don't want you to get your shit together. They don't want you to lose weight and get fit and get a better job and get your act together. Find a good guy, find a good woman. They like the fact that you're a mess. I know that that's hard for you to understand, that there are people around you who are supposed to love you, who would like to see you fail. But the fact is that those people exist, and you may have them in your life. So the reason I'm making this video is because, having been 54 pounds heavier than I am right this minute, and having been thin before that, I know that you aren't healthy if you're 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. If you don't have problems now, you're going to have them later. Everybody knows that. We all know that. I don't need to go through all the medical things that are going to happen if we don't get down to a reasonable weight. I'm not talking about being a, supermodel thin, but I'm, just a reasonable healthy weight. We all know that that's bad news eventually to our health. If people around you who say they love you don't get behind your efforts to get healthy and get your health turned around in a big, big way, or if they don't want to get that involved, just shut up and stay out of the way and let you do what you're going to do, that's a problem. I've gone through this when I was married, well, just because you're on a diet doesn't mean that we can't eat this or this. No, it doesn't, but you don't have to bring it home. You can take the kids and go out to a restaurant and eat pizza or cheeseburgers or whatever you guys want to do. You don't have to bring that home. You don't have to bring that around me to tempt me, what I'm trying to do well on a diet. If somebody was an alcoholic, would you do that? And I know people who do that. I know a couple that he's an alcoholic and has been recovered for a long time, and she still brings liquor into the house. I have a problem with that. Again, go drink with wine with your girlfriends, go here, go there. Do you want to bring booze into a house where if your husband has a really rough day, maybe it's under the cabinet, it's there, it's ready for him to get. Same thing with food, right? If you were a drug addict, would they say, well, just because you're trying to kick heroin doesn't mean that I can't bring it in the house? If you were a drug addict and they didn't do heroin, would they go out and buy it for you and bring it home? Well, I just wanted to give you a little heroin treat. Sorry. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Well, and I've gone through that. Well, children need to be able to eat. Yeah, I'm not saying everybody has to starve. I'm saying we're eating healthy. You're not doing some sort of crazy diet, I hope. You're talking about getting sugar and refined carbohydrates and junk out of the house until you get a grip on your weight. Your child is not going to die of malnutrition if they can't have Twinkies or Snickers bars or cupcakes or whatever, right? So your family, your friends should be behind you 110%. Or they should at least shut up and stay out of the way and not interfere and try to sabotage your weight loss efforts. If people around you are doing that, it's time to take a really discerning eye towards them and try to figure out why they're doing it. Or don't spend a whole lot of time of it. Just put them at arm's length and don't let them get in your head. And don't let them shake your confidence in standing your ground that you're serious about your health. You're going to lose weight. You're going to get in decent shape. And you're not going to let anybody derail you from that. What I finally learned to do is when somebody brings me something that is tempting on what I'm doing well on a diet, I go right in front of them and throw it in the trash. Take it out of the wrapper and dump it in there. They quit doing it after you do that. It's a really nasty thing to do. And the more I've eliminated toxic people out of my life, I think one of the reasons I've been able to be successful this time is because I do have positive people around. And I have friends who say, let's go to dinner. Where can we eat that works for your diet? Or if I say, I can't go, you know what? I had a splurge day 2 days ago and I can't go tomorrow night because I know I'll drink rum and then I know I'll go nuts and order nachos or whatever. They say that's cool. They're totally supportive. They know this is important to me and they want me to be healthy and they want me to feel attractive and they want me to feel well and they don't want me to have diabetes and all the other things that come along with being 50 pounds overweight. That is, I think, one of the reasons I've been able to be successful this time when I was not able to be successful all the times before is because I put a brick wall up towards toxic people. As much as you can, they still sneak in. And surrounded myself with positive people who achieve their goals, whether it's weight loss or anything else, and who want other people to do that too, even if they don't understand it. I've got a vegetarian friend who doesn't get why I do low carb and eat meat, but she doesn't care. She knows I'm getting healthy and it works for me. I know her vegetarian diet works for her. And she's supportive because she wants me to feel well, feel attractive, and be healthy. Start watching out for the folks who seem to have a different opinion of, who want to sabotage. Why, if you love somebody, why would you not want them to be healthy and lose weight? Why? There's a million reasons why people get these things in their head. They're insecure themselves. Who knows? And that's not even your problem. Your goal is to set boundaries with people and let them know, if you bring me donuts, I'll feed them to my dog right here in front of you. You bring me a cupcake and it's not chocolate, I'll hand it to my dog. I'll throw it in the trash. I'll put it down the garbage disposal. Not going to eat it. Don't do it. Either support me in what I'm doing, or, you know what? I love you, but maybe I'm really working on this weight loss thing, and maybe we don't need to hang out so much until I get further along. Until I start drawing boundaries with people. This is not, I mean, I don't take, you guys know I'm not a dictator. I don't take this stuff too seriously. I take it seriously, but I don't, I'm not a Nazi about what to eat and what not to eat. But it is important, especially if you're 40, 50 pounds overweight or more. It's a big deal. It's a big commitment to do it. It's hard to change your lifestyle and eat right. You need support. You need support in real life from real people around you. And my advice is eliminate, or at least put at arm's length, the people who don't. Because people who really care about you are going to say, you're doing low carb again? Awesome. I bet you'll do it this time. You need cheerleaders and people who really care about you and don't have their own ego involved in your identity are going to get behind you and cheer that on. So I just wanted to make that video. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Yeah, watch out for those toxic people. All right. Thanks everybody so much for watching. I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.